Nice hot and ready to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in with Game Point on 2V Stream. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tonight we have HillHouse in the building. We got Coach Reggie and his player, Darren Newton. How y'all feeling tonight? I'm doing good myself. So last season, Thanksgiving game, I was there when you were playing cross. I can't lie, y'all put a whooping on them boys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ended the game with a final score of 49-6. Can you recall a conversation in the locker room from that day?
Yeah, we stay positive. Things go negative, and positive conversation. We move on from here. Lost a lot of seniors that year, a lot of brand new players this year, but in life, football's just a game.
Yeah.
So, you take some lessons out of football and apply them to life, and you'll be successful. Also, let them know that the coaches are here for them with elderly advice.
Yeah.
And hey, we gotta keep moving, keep
Definitely.
moving.
So the season is still young. We're just getting started. How many games have y'all played? Is it 4 or 5?
5.
5 games, okay. What's the record like, Coach?
0-5.
0-5. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, you guys are normally the big dogs on the field. What's going on? Is it the loss of players? Because I know Ralph Hawkins, he graduated last season. He was a key player for you guys. What's changed?
It's mainly we're young,
Mhm.
starting all over again. Right now, we're starting 2 freshmen,
Ooh,
which is unheard of in any sport. And starting 2 freshmen, and the rest of the guys only got 2 seniors that actually play. It's just an off year for us. But we're still got good numbers. We're still competing. We're still finishing out this year strong, and you know we're getting experience right now. So everybody experienced going through down season. Maybe not 0-5, but we're
Yeah.
doing a lot of learning with that. Uh, every inner city team throughout the state is hurting right now, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Kids lost playing time. The IQ is not high as it used to be. So with that, you got to change up your coaching style. So there's a lot going on. You know, just being an inner city team.
Yeah.
Even saying that, our record's always been good.
Yeah.
We're probably the only high school team in the past 20 years that won a state championship.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams that won state championships are well funded.
Yeah.
Fairfield County, could be Han. They're well funded teams. So right now we got a lot of obstacles in our way, just in the city alone. Not really having a trainer to, be with the kids,
Yeah.
every day, and so there's a lot going on, but not making excuses. We're expected to win. So, young team, we're going to continue to compete.
Darren, right?
Yeah.
You're in 10th grade?
Yes.
How has your experience been with the Hill House football team?
It's been good. Not nothing bad either. But yeah.
Did you play your freshman year?
Yeah.
How would you rate your performance?
For freshman year or sophomore year?
Yeah, freshman year.
It was good because during the season, coaches was looking at me. They was talking about how I would be in the rotation for next year.
Okay.
So I think that freshman year I did well, or did some type of to get the coach's attention.
Yeah.
So
What was that feeling like when they told you, they're looking at you and they're looking at your progress, stuff like that, how you're doing? What was the feeling?
I feel like it was a good step to for my career
Okay.
or for what I want to have in the
Okay.
future.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Reggie, I respect you as a coach, how you engage with your players on and off the field. I'm sure you had conversations with them about these last couple games. How are you going to save the team's reputation after back-to-back losses?
How do you save it?
Yeah,
As
of
long as
course.
we compete
Mhm.
and we play hard, the best of our ability, leave it on the field.
Yep.
I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
Football is just a game.
Yeah, I agree.
I realize that, and I tell these kids all the time, it's just a game. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but the true man testimony is how he get back up and how he handles it.
That's true.
So, hey, it's a life lesson being taught right now, but we just got to come back stronger and play harder.
Okay, I agree. What's the player's attitude when you're after a loss, you're telling them it's just a game, we could recover from this? What are their attitudes? How are they feeling?
They're very, very upset.
Okay.
Nobody want to lose.
No.
And after the game, you look into their eyes. You see a few tears and a few guys upset. They really want to win. Kind of shows their character. They're not going to accept being beat up or losing.
Yes.
We're going to get back in the weight room and continue to keep working at it. And like I said, these bunch of young kids who normally wouldn't play varsity football.
Yeah.
Right now, they kind of thrown into the fire a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So constantly, I hug them. I tell them my life experience. My other coaches, I had coaches from Clemson, UConn, University of New Haven. They tell them their experience. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is we're maintaining numbers. They're continue to compete. So that right there is telling me we're reaching them, we're keeping them, and hey, next year be ready because we have experience.
Definitely. So Darren, got a question for you. So there's a freshman. He's trying to get better, and throughout the game you can see he's messing up on plays or calls. What is something you would do to help him better himself?
I would tell him how I was freshman year. Freshman year, I was at the varsity games, I did dress, and some coaches would tell me, stay ready because I might need to get in. And some of those games I did get in. So what I would tell them is, keep your head up, keep working, because one of these games they're gonna need you. So let them know, always keep their head up. So when they put their head down, they get discouraged.
Okay.
So.
All right. Do you plan on going to college?
Yes.
When you go to college, you're going to continue playing football? Okay. All right. What kind of college you looking at?
A lot of colleges down south.
Down south?
Like Virginia Tech, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, those type of colleges.
Okay. Coach, Ralph Hawkins, he graduated. He went to Alabama A&M, right? That's a HBCU. Are you encouraging your players to go to schools like that?
Yeah. Now, see, the hard problem with a lot of HBCU schools, they don't come up north to recruit. A lot of players that did end up going there, I could say from 80s to now, coaches kind of look down on them. Unfortunately, that's just the situation. So it's much harder for a kid from up north to go to the south to play football. That mentality at some point has got to change. Unless that kid's Division I, 6'5", 300 pounds. Yeah, it'll happen at HBCU school. But up north, they don't too much recruit up here.
No.
And being an inner city, I just want to throw this out there also. Being an inner city team, not too many parents want their kids to go to a New Haven public school system school.
Yeah.
Especially not HillHouse, but somewhat not Cross. So as in Pop Warner, start playing Pop Warner, you get all these prep schools. You get the Hampton Halls, the Fairfield schools. They come down and recruit the kids.
Yeah.
So they take the best of the best out of the city to go play at the prep school and everything. So a lot of inner city schools get watered down.
Yes.
And again, for us to win state championships when we did, that's incredible. I appreciated a great deal in 2016, but to ever get the chance to get there again and win it again, I appreciate it more, and I'm gonna talk about it a lot more.
Definitely.
First experience, you go through, you really don't know nothing. But there's a big factor with all inner city, from Hartford, Bridgeport, Norwalk, Stanford. there's a lot of things in dealing with the CIAC. Nothing's geared for us to win. Prime example, when you look at the overall CIAC board of control, there's no minorities. There's nobody from New Haven, Hartford, Bridgeport on that board. So, there's a lot that we got to deal with.
A lot. I agree. How does that make you feel personally?
Well, that's a whole nother subject that we'll talk about. And I could bring some coaches from Bloomfield, Bridgeport.
Definitely.
And we all could talk about it. And it need to be talked about.
Yes.
It really gets under my skin. I played in 1985, won a state championship.
Oh, wow.
And we went to banquets. And we had to sit out in the lobby, the number one team in the state of Connecticut, and like number 2 in New England.
Wow.
And we had to sit. Meanwhile, you had the Notre Dames, the other high income sitting front row. Now here's the number one team sitting out in the lobby.
Crazy.
Things haven't changed from then to now. So that's a whole nother subject.
Something we got to work together to change, eventually. Darren, would you agree football is a very competitive sport?
Yes.
All right, so you're on the field, right? You in your zone. So player on defense, he talking junk. He saying all type of things. What are you doing to stay focused?
Block out the noise.
Block out the noise.
Because if I let him get in my head, that messes up my game.
Okay.
So I try my best to stay on game. You know, there are always players here and there that try to bash me, but
how are you doing that? How are you blocking out the noise?
You know, that's just me. If if one play don't work, I make sure that the next play does work.
Okay.
And as a coach, we always remind kids that, hey, we don't talk with our mouth, we talk with our shoulder pads.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I'm helping my sophomore out here, but that's one thing that the coaches always preach to the kids.
Definitely. Darren, what's one thing you're doing to improve your offense?
Like before games.
Before games
or
after games, anything.
Yeah, like just working on my craft, or make sure other players work on their craft too, because one person can't win a game.
How are you working on your craft? Are you showing up to practice? Are you jogging by yourself?
I'll do stuff at home, and like before practice and stuff.
Okay.
Like before practice starts, I would do certain things.
What are you doing? Because there might be a kid at home, he want to play football. He don't know what drills to do. What would you tell him?
Well, I gotta get the name for the drills. I don't know the drills.
Yeah, okay. Coach, you mentioned something about injured players. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, right now we're pretty beat up, young kids. Right now, throughout the state, they're having issues with trainers, hiring, finding. We're into our second practice, looking for a trainer. I got 2 kids, had a concussion protocol. They're waiting for the trainer to be evaluated to prepare for this upcoming week. Not knowing if these kids are going to be able to play.
Yeah, that's wow.
It is something by Thursday. You want everything in line. You do your walkthroughs. So it's a waiting game. But I just want to give one shout out and to our AD, Eric Petoskey. He's doing a fantastic job of what he has. He's not a guy to blame. He's for the kids. So when I tell you we're putting pieces together just in the city, it is what it is.
The injured players, are they talking to you? What's their feelings?
They want to get treated.
Yeah.
They want to get back out there.
Definitely.
They want to get back. They want to play.
Yeah.
This has been an odd year, just not having a young team, but just dealing with all the ins and outs that people in the stands don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
Everybody want to criticize why this, why that. I'm not going to sit there and throw the laundry out there, but we're fighting through some things right now. And I talked to Derek Lewis. He coaches at Bridgeport Central. Saturday, I talked to John Acavito on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we're all dealing with the same things. I know Marinelli's team up in Fairfield County. You know, they can afford to have doctors at their practices.
Oh wow.
You know, that's that's a luxury.
Yeah.
They can afford to have different things there. Being in the city right now and things a little shady.
Yes, I agree.
You know, it's it's hard. It's hard, but we're trying to do best with what we have. Of that great of a coach, I'll be in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So we're trying our best. Trying our best.
All right, Coach. Say there's a scout right now watching Darren. What is something you'll say so that scout can know and look into him more?
Well, this is what I tell all my kids from Pop Warner to high school, even the kids in college.
Yep.
Stay off social media. So the first thing the college coach want to know is, do you have a Twitter account? Do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? And the first thing they do is they go back to look and see what are you posting.
Exactly.
That's the first thing. One before that is grades.
Yes.
That's been a stigma for New Haven for years. Kids, great athlete, all world, potential to go to next step to the big league. And, you know, GPA 2.0, GPA 1.5, that kills it. Nobody's going to touch you. Nobody's going to mess with you. You got to spend an extra 2 years in a junior college sometimes. But I'm not saying junior college is a bad thing. I got 2 players right now that one's at Purdue, Prince Boyd, on a full scholarship. I have Javon Brown.
Okay.
He's at Eastern Michigan on full scholarship.
Yep.
I have, forgive me with the names, but I got another kid at University of New Haven, Chase Kinsley.
Okay.
And I have Matt Breon at Merrimack on a full scholarship.
That's what's up.
So these kids are, you know, hey, we go pound for pound, looking at who's in college. You know, we're sitting right there. These are Power 5 schools, 2 of them. You know, they're getting there. They're getting there. And we stay in contact with them, go to the games, and, it's following our kids.
Definitely.
And one more thing I'm going to say to a lot of parents,
Yep.
know who your coaches are.
I agree.
There's a lot of coaches that get very political, but they won't tell you nothing. Do like the kids. Go on social media. See who they represent, what they represent. Are they there for your kid? I've been to court with a couple of my kids. They went to, I ain't going to say this name of the high school, but it's not in New Haven.
Okay.
Went to court, and I just happened to be there. And, if they're good, decent kids, I'm going to speak, on their positive stuff to help them out. These are the coaches you want to coach your kid.
I agree, 100%.
And then when they go off to some of these schools, they don't care nothing about you. Because the name of their school, I ain't going to say, but they totally kick them kids to the curb and and they got plenty of lawyers on this team.
Plenty.
But they don't want nothing to do with you.
So, what is something you're doing to make sure your kids are staying on top of their schoolwork?
So we do have study hall. I'm one of 2 coaches that are in the school. I'm dealing with it now. Some kids, some parents want you week to week, give them a report on your kid.
Yeah.
It starts at home.
I agree.
I got 2 kids right now. They come to school late. That has nothing to do with the coach. No. Parents, get your kid up, get them to school. But they want to come down on me for that.
Yeah.
So I got to, kind of kick it back to them. And, hey, we're trying, but when they're not with me, they're at home.
Yes.
Cut the TV off. Take the phone away. Make them do their homework. So I'm going to try to do my best on my part. But, it's a fight. It's a fight.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of broken homes, Kids come from dysfunctional families, and sometimes school is their only escape.
Yep.
But nowadays, it seems like a lot of the parents don't care at all. What do you think? What's going on? Right? Like, why are they not doing what they're supposed to do as a parent?
So you about to tell me my age, and I'm not going to do that. I was brought up differently, like a lot of my coaches. We all scratch our heads, and like, what is really going on? This is outside of sports now, this question.
Yeah.
But with COVID, there's a lot of pain and suffering going on.
I agree.
And just as a minority school, minority coach, you get to feel a lot.
Yes.
You get a coach that may come from the suburbs, don't understand the kids. We played Middletown. I talked to the head coach. He says, "Hey, man, I was at Berlin. Man, our kids didn't have to work. We didn't have to do this. We didn't have to do that." He said, "I came back to Middletown, and it's like, kids got to get their brothers and sisters off the bus.
It's like a different lifestyle.
Yeah, I got to babysit." So is it with the economic times right now? Things are difficult,
Yes.
but not making excuses. As a minority, we just got to do better. Start stabbing each other in the back and handle our business. This is a whole nother conversation also.
Yes, 100%.
But again, a lot of these parents are taking these kids to coaches who don't care nothing about them.
At all.
I want to win. That's all I want. If I lose, take your son back to New Haven and go live your life.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's very sad, and it gets very selfish because the other part is a lot of parents know what's right, but they cater to their kids and say, "Hey, well, that's what you want to do. I'm support, but understand, get to know your environment you are in."
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. So you go deeper than that, but I'm just gonna let it go there.
Yeah. Darren, did COVID affect you like with your football in any way?
Before COVID, I didn't play football. I played basketball.
Okay.
But it did because the team that I was playing for were undefeated. So when COVID hit, the season stopped. Everybody went in the house. Nobody came out the house. So, it did mess me up a little bit. Yeah.
What is one thing that you're doing to just stay focused, not even just on football, throughout life? Because there's a lot going on right now in the city. So what is something you're doing to step away from the crowd and focus on your school and football and yourself?
To want better things for me and my family.
What's one better thing? Like, give me an example.
Like, not living here because not a lot of people want to live in New Haven because of how it is.
It's wicked out here, and things have to change. The city has to come together as a whole because it's a lot of drama going on. The only one being affected right now is the youth. You look at the news. A child was killed, or the children aren't respecting the authority. So something has to change. Yeah, Coach. What is something that you're doing to make sure your players are staying out of trouble?
Well, I said I wasn't going to do this, but I had to join Facebook. I had to join Instagram.
Yeah.
I had to get up there myself just to make sure they wasn't posting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like it myself, but I had to do what I had to do to protect my kids.
Definitely.
I work at the school, so I'm in the school, so I get to know who their girlfriends are.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't like it, but
that's where it starts.
And I talk to the parents, and I tell parents all the time, I don't care what time of day it is or night, give me a call.
Yeah.
I was at the hospital a few minutes ago with a player of mine, and he's got some issues going on, but I'm there for him. I don't care. Over the years, I've stayed the night in the hospital with my players.
Oh, wow.
So I care. It's not about the money with me. And that's one thing that I'm a little sick and tired of with just being in the city. Oh, like Tell just going to catch a check. Well, I'm going to put on a record right now. For the past 10 years, I gave away my whole salary back to my coaches.
Wow.
So it gets discouraging hearing that from people who don't know you, just want to speak on the outside. To me, it's not about money. It's about making sure my kids have the same thing that the Fairfield County kids have.
Yes.
And taking care of, my kids and my coaches and making sure we are. It's a full-time job, 12 months a year. You only get paid for 3 months.
Yes.
But it's a 12-month job.
Yeah.
So we're try to do the best I can with what I got. I'm very blessed.
Yes.
I thank God for it. And, hey, it's been an example to these kids of, how to be that role model.
Yes. Well, Coach Reggie, Dan, I want to thank you guys for coming out. Hopefully we can finish this conversation some other time. But thank you for tuning in with Game Point, and everyone enjoy your night.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.